Hi friends, it's Becky, and I want to make one final set for my full set February challenge. I didn't make anything yesterday. I took the day off after having a long day at work. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make jewelry on camera today. I am going to take care of family stuff. I'm going to spend some time with my dogs. I'm going to do a little bit of painting just to relax and have a nice day away from everything instead of trying to do a whole bunch of everything right before the last of the month. No, I took a little break. But we have an extra day this month, so I'm going to use today to finish out my full set February. And I'm using one of the spring mystery bundles that we got from Softflex. They still have some of those on sale in at their site, and I think those are in their for the next day or two or something like that. They've got a little sale going on for some of that stuff, but it is actually still on sale. But this one was the green one, and I can put a link to my unboxing if you want to see the other colors that I got. I think all of them are a little bit different, which is pretty cool, because I know both of the purple ones that I got were different from each other. So that was pretty fun. But I wanted to grab this green one because I got this gorgeous, gorgeous mother of pearl pendant, this shell pendant that is beautiful, and I love it so much. And like, all of these came in that box. I'm just adding a few things like a jump ring for my pendant, this button that I pulled out of my button stash that I think really echoes like the swirly floral nature of this pendant. This is going to be what I use on my bracelet because I am doing a full set with this. I've got some ear wires for my earrings. I've got some crimp tubes for the wire. This was the color of wire that came with it. And I'm also adding some 20 gauge wire for some of my other things, and some just a toggle clasp for closure on the necklace. But everything else came in that kit for it. And I'm going to try to do all of this set without adding any beads from my stash. I'm going to see if that works. If not, I might add a few things. Like I've got these royal blue rolla beads that I think would look really great with some of these other beads and might really enhance it. So I've got these off to the side, and if I need to add them to pad things out to make my necklace long enough to go around my neck, I'm gonna do that. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get it started. I'm gonna pick one of these for my ring. We'll just do a ring really quick. I would like to do, yeah, this one looks like that would be a good one. These lampwork glass beads are just really, really, really gorgeous. Super cute, super pretty. And I already verified that a 20 gauge wire will fit through the holes on these beads. So I cut off about 6 inches of wire. And I'm just going to make my ring real quick. Tools for this. I've got some round nose pliers if I need them. I've got some chain nose pliers. I've got some flush cutters. And when I do my stringing, I've got my magical crimpers. And let me grab my ring mandrel. If you don't have a ring mandrel, you can still make rings. Just find something that is, you know, the same size as a ring. If you've got a ring that you know fits you, put it on, try it on some things, make sure it comes off, and you can use that instead of the ring mandrel. But I'm going to go ahead and use this, my ring mandrel, for shaping this ring. And I've got my little spot on the mandrel where I know that this will fit. And I'm going to wrap this around here to that side. And I'm going to wrap this around here to this side. We're just going to have a really, really simple ring. It's going to be super simple. So all I'm going to do is just wrap this wire around this side and do the same thing over here. I wonder if I can do it while it's still on the mandrel, because there's a little bit of space here on the side. Let's try that. I've got my pliers. I'm just going to bend this wire over a little bit. Let go around from here. Probably not. All right, well, I'm going to bend this one too. Right there. And then take it off. Oops, that's the wrong way. Go. Just bending this wire around like that. Right, and I'm going to tighten that up after I get this other wire bent. For this, I just need to use my fingers. I don't have to use my pliers. Go. Should have held on to that. It's okay. Still got this held in my fingers so that it's in place. We'll put it back on the mandrel afterwards. I should have centered my bead a little bit better, or maybe cut off a little more wire, but I'm generally okay with where we are on this. Back on the mandrel just to be sure of the size. Right there is going to be good. All right. So now I can tuck this wire and tighten it. All right, and right here where it's at, I am going to grab my little hammer. Now, if you use something that's not a purpose-built mandrel, do not hammer it on the thing you're shaping your wire on, because you may break it if it's not metal or wood. All right, there we go. Got my ring. Actually, I think this will fit on that finger too. All right. Ring. Okay, ring is done. Let's grab a couple of these for earrings, because these earrings are going to be super simple. I am just going to grab more of this 20 gauge wire and do a really quick link to attach these eye dangles. So now let's just do a Since it's 20 gauge, I can do a simple loop. I should have put this on there first. That's okay. Alright. Just doing this real quick on my lunchtime. Now, I'm going to want this to actually be in opposite directions. So instead of my loops being parallel, I want them to be perpendicular. So that my eyeball charm, I know it's not an eyeball charm, but it is an eye charm, will hang facing front. I'm only going to do one of these, again, because this is a real quick lunch break make. There we go. I'll finish the other one afterwards. All right, so let's get a bracelet. I've cut off a length of wire. I just cut one that's about the length of this mat. That should be long enough to make a bracelet and still have some room for crimping on either end, like that. So speaking of crimping on either end, let's get our button attached. I'm going to put this right on there. I'm putting on my crimp tube. Putting on my button, and I'd like my button to still have some movement, so that is a good distance from the button for my crimp to be. So I still have some movement. I'm going to go ahead and crimp this here. This will just be one end of my bracelet. I'm just, again, using the magical crimper to form that crimp into a nice little ball. I've done this before on other videos. I'll talk it through when I put the last one on. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these larger fire polish beads, put a square dell between them, like that, and then grab one of these lampwork beads, the Millefiori beads, and then repeat that along the length of this bracelet. And I'm trying to alternate the types of these beads that I'm getting, because some of them have more yellow and some of them have more blue. That way we'll get all of those colors in here on this bracelet. I'm just going to check my length, see where I'm at. All right, so definitely another repeat. That will use up all of my squared L's, actually. It's pretty nifty. I think that will be enough. Let's just add one more of these guys just for the fun of it. I don't have more squared L's, so it's just going to be like that. And that, I think, will definitely be the right length. I'll just pop one of these guys on there for the fun of it. Yep, let's do it that way. All right, and so for this, I'm just going to use the bare wire for my loop because this wire can withstand a lot of abrasion. So I can use it as the closure for that end of my bracelet. Let's make sure you've got some movement. Also make sure that our loop is going to be big enough to fit around the button. Nope, not yet. A little bit bigger. All right, that will fit fairly easily. Is it too big? Let's make it a little bit smaller and see if it still fits. Nope. There we go. A little bit bigger, that is perfect. All right, now I can crimp this. And to crimp it, it's got this little concavity in here. So I place the 2x2 crimp tube. It only works with 2x2 crimp tubes. I want to center it right there in there. Give it a squeeze. It makes it into, it flattens out the corners, just the edges of the crimp. And so you have like some sharp edges and corners. And then what rounds it out is rotating it. Open it, rotate it, open it, rotate it, and just squeezing it from different angles ends up flattening down all of those sharp edges to make it into a nice round crimp bead. Something that will not be scratching you while you're wearing it. So you don't need a crimp cover, and it looks very nice on your work. So I've got my earrings done, I've got my bracelet done, I've got my ring done. Let's make a necklace. And there are 7 of these ceramic beads. And so I want them to be even on each side. I've kind of divided up a lot of these beads for the sides. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and make myself, instead of using this jump ring, I'm going to make myself a little bit of a bail for this using these beads, because that'll bring these beads a little bit more into the necklace design. So let's pull this up. I'm going to have myself a wrapped loop for it to attach. So pop these guys on here. Should it be up like this? Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's put this one on first and then this one. this goes on after I make the wrap. I start the wrap, or before I wrap. After the loop, I want a pretty decent sized wrap, so I'm going to bend it about 3 inches from the top. Let me see, what is the right size for that? I think it's going to be this one. I'm using my bill making pliers for this. All right, so now I've got a little loop made. I'm going to swing it open like you do a jump ring so that I can thread on my pendant. Go. Yeah, that is a good, kind of a perfect fit for that. I'm going to swing this closed like you do with a jump ring. Come on, buddy. All right, and now that it's closed, I will begin wrapping. Usually I hold the loop while I'm wrapping so that it stays put. This pendant is kind of getting in the way of that. Now, there's kind of a large hole on this ceramic bead, so I'm going to reverse direction with my wrapping and wrap back around these wraps to make this a little bit fatter. Come on. Pendant is getting in the way. It's hard to hold it and do this at the same time. I'm gonna bend this just a little bit so that it doesn't rotate in my hands. While I'm completing this wrap. With my pliers. I'm going to finish this up in just a minute after I get these guys down here and make my other loop, because I think that that is going to help me stabilize this a little bit more. So I'm going to want enough wire for wrapping. Let's go ahead and cut this here. Yeah, I'm going to complete this after I get this up here because it's just a little bit too fiddly right now for me. So I'm going to bend this back so that it will sit on the strung necklace that I'm going to be doing. I'm just bending it back over the top of my chain nose pliers so that I've got some room here for wrapping my loop. And then for this one, because it's going to be strung on some wire, I'm going to just go ahead and go with my smallest loop on my bill making pliers. Let's wrap this all the way around, and this can be closed right now. You don't have to string anything onto it. All right, there we go. I want this end of my wire to be bent all the way around. Towards the back. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now we can start stringing. We can start planning our stringing anyway. All right, let's get these guys on either end. And I think we're going to start with these. Actually, start with these right in the middle. Then we'll get one of each of these ceramic bead. Another one of these. Ceramic bead. Another one of these. Ceramic bead. And another one of these. All right. Is this going to be enough beads for me to have a necklace with this? I am going to start from the middle and just do one end of the necklace. Or rather, let's just cut off enough wire for stringing and also doing some loops. And again, we'll start from the middle. So if we start from the middle, that means that I can put a bead stopper right here and just string on this end. This way I can make changes if I need to without really committing much to this. But to find out if this is going to be long enough or if I need to somehow incorporate these rollers that I've got into the design so that it will be long enough to fit around the neck. I was like, oh boy, I'm getting close to the end of my wire, but no, I was not. Because like I want to just use the beads that came in the kit, but if I gotta add to them, then I gotta add to them. All right, let me see where that is. All right, we're definitely adding some rollers to this. I think this blue will go very nicely with the rest of it. So let's just stick them in between some of these elements, maybe to stretch this out. Just using them as spacers right now. is that too much? That's what I want to know. Let's see how that looks. I'm actually not mad about that. Nope. Okay. Okay. I might actually redo the earrings a little bit and add these to them and maybe these too. Yeah, let's redo the earrings. To add a couple more beads to them. I didn't miss any, did I? Oh, buddy. There we go. I wasn't stringing for a minute there. I don't like the shape of that one. Let's use this one instead. All right. I'm gonna check the length now. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One of these. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. The extra one back here. Maybe I won't be using all of these. For that. Check my length. Okay. Yes. That will be long enough. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these, and then we'll have an extra one for whatever I want to do with it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this on here and finish up the other side of this necklace. and then see how we're doing. And I am going to redo the earring as well. So I will meet you back here after I have done up the other side, and we'll get it all attached. And yeah, and then we'll be done. Okay, I strung up the other side and I verified that yes, this is going to be long enough. Also, while I was gone, I went ahead and redid the earring by go ahead and stacking these extra beads on either side of the lampwork bead. So I will remake this second one off camera. But yeah, I wanted to finish that one, and so let's get these clasps attached. Just gonna string on my crimp tube. The roller beads have pretty large holes, so I'm gonna stop that crimp tube from going all the way into the roller bead by putting my finger there. And then we're going to go through here. Actually, let's just scooch everything along a ways so that it's enough room for crimping on the other end. I started in the middle, but you know, if my excess wire is a little bit longer, that is all the better because I use them for things, and even short wires are useful, but longer wires are a little more useful. Right. Right. I'm just making sure my toggle can still move, because I don't want it choked up on it and so tight that the toggle has no movement when it's going around. And I'm just going to crimp the exact same way I did before by squishing it flat and then changing direction and coming at it from multiple angles in order to smoosh down all of those sharp edges. There we go. We got our other side, and I'm just going to curl this up so that we make sure that we're not crimping it too close, because I don't want a stiff necklace. I want there to still be some movement with it. Let's get that. Crimp closed. All right, and I'm just going to use my little fingernail to move a little bit of space between the crimp bead and that last bead so that I can get my pliers in between them. It's not actually rotating in my hand. There we go. And when you like stop feeling any resistance on it, that's when you know that it's right. Alright. That is done. My last set for Full Set February. I'm not going to say that this is my last full set ever, but it is my last one for my little monthly challenge, and I did make a playlist for it, so I will link that in the description below. And it was just me wanting to do a full set of jewelry for every make that I did. this month. So I have earrings, and I'll fix this one after. Got my earrings, got my ring, got my bracelet. Let's do that so you can see that button. I really like that button. All right. So I managed to do this with the entire stash bundle, the mystery stash kit that we got from Softflex in the green colorway. And all I had to add were some roller beads to make the necklace longer, and some wire, and a button. Oh, and some crimps. And that was about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're having a great week. And I will actually not be doing my wrap up on the 1st of March. I'm going to do it on Sunday because I think my post asking y'all if you wanted to have me keep doing that got such a great response. I am going to be doing a what I made this week and just make it a regular thing on Sundays where I sit down for like maybe 30 minutes, not a long chat, but just a little chat just to talk with y'all and tell you what I made and show it off, and maybe share some of my thoughts about how things are going and how we're doing and things that we can do to be kind to ourselves. Like I was kind to myself yesterday by not forcing myself to make another necklace when I just wasn't in the mood for it. I just needed some time to unwind without having that pressure. So, and it made it so that I could come here with some fresh creativity and come up with something. And I love this so much. It is so beautiful. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.